think about it a little bit like a detective. And there's two main things that I want to figure out in this business of the family, not the family business, but the business of the family. And so the first thing I try to do is to ask the family about the family. Now, one of the things that I find very helpful is, and I'm sorry if this is a big generalization, but typically these founders and business owners are men. Get their wives in the room, or even better, get them separately, because that's how you're going to find out about the family. So, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I sat down with a business owner, and he told me all about, you know, his assets and his issues and how to put the money to work and everything else. Then he had to go catch a plane, and I was there with the wife. She told me about the children, about the problems, about how controlling the dad was, about how it was impossible for one of the daughters to stay engaged because the father had always favored her brother, et cetera, et cetera. Get the wives in the room, ideally alone, but if you can't get them alone, get them together with the spouse and ask about the family. And it doesn't start with who gets along with who. It usually starts with just how many children do you have, and how old are they, and what are they doing, and are they married, and are any of them in the family? It is so non-threatening. If it feels threatening, it is a big red flag. If you start seeing body language, or you start seeing that they don't want to talk about a particular child, that tells you right away there's an issue. So you back off, and then you figure out how to get at the issue. And again, I find that the wife is usually the one to tell me about it. So that's sort of the first part of the detective work. And I think actually doing a little chart and learning as much as you can about the ages, what they're doing, et cetera, really important, because that lets me sort of map out the family. And then the second piece of the sleuthing really has to talk to where the wealth is. Because the second part of the map is, where is the wealth? You know, it was interesting, I was writing down when David was talking that you have these family businesses where the net worth is $250 million, the liquidity is 50. So now you've got a family with 5 kids, okay, one is involved in the business, they're worth, let's just take that number, they're worth $250 million, and there's $50 million in liquidity. Red flag, you've got a problem, because there is no way with that liquidity to buy out the 4 that might not be involved in the family business. So I think, you know, when I think about detective work and sleuthing and in this business of the family, I think about mapping the family and sort of where they're at, mapping all the different buckets of wealth, and then figuring out, what do we have here? Do we have a situation where it looks like most of the money's in the family business, there's nobody involved? You know, what are the implications of that? Is it a situation where there's some liquidity but not enough?